Taste money.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy the 3 Minute Gamer. So as you can see, I'm playing some Madden 15. Yes, it's the full game, but in a trial for 6 hours through EA Access. Now I have another video coming up soon. It talks about EA Access. Some people was trying to go hard on it. I don't like EA Access because of EA themselves. I like the idea, but let's get to this video. So far playing this game, I played the Ultimate Team. I tried it out. I tried 2 online matches and then 2 offline matches against the computer. I must say the computer gave me a better challenge in this game, because I guess the guy I was going up against in this gameplay right here, which I am going up against someone, I guess he was doo-doo, and I'm doo-doo too, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how Madden 15 plays, but yeah, I gave him the spanky doodles, so you already know what it is. Now, I'm playing as the Broncos, and my shit was to test out the QB. I got some pros, but I do have a lot of cons in this gameplay, in this game as a whole. Now, for one thing I will say, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat this, I'm not trying to say this because every year we change our minds, our views on this game. You know, Madden 15, Madden 25 was a good Madden, it was playable, but it was broken in a lot of areas. I will say this game hands down has one of the best player-by-player mechanic with movement. The way you control this player is almost like it feels more of a simulation in this game than it did in any previous Madden, due to the simple fact was that in all previous Maddens, even though they would try to make it more manual when you tackle, somehow if you tackled and missed by an inch, it would still give you the tackle. It'll allow the guy that you're playing as, basically like a magnet, leap onto the other dude. This one, I don't know if anyone else who's tried this this trial has noticed, or maybe it didn't do that for them, but for me, if I even missed a centimeter of your body, if I went for a tackle and I didn't get directly on you, you wasn't gonna go down. I truly did like that, because I did not mind missing a lot of tackles, in which in this gameplay I do. It just let me know, it just allowed me, it just sunk into my head that you have to learn, you have to time your tackles now. You have to be very strategic. You have to be smart in landing this tackle, or else the player is gonna be out. So that's one thing I really liked about this game, was simply that if you noticed in the gameplay that you're watching, I ran multiple times, and when I go for a tackle, I missed maybe by even a couple feet or by inch. But I'm so used to the previous Maddens where if I'm tackling like that, normally my body somehow gets closer to you and I get the tackle. Now what they did add was this feature where it doesn't seem cheesy, to be honest with you, because I've played offline and the computers are more smarter. I've done this and I were able to juke them and dodge them. And with the move and with the mechanic of the right analog stick, and let me just explain what I'm talking about. When you're playing as a defender and you're running towards the opponent who has the ball, if say you don't want to risk trucking them or tackling them manually, they have the button pops up on the bottom, whether it's A, I believe it's A, and no, this button doesn't automatically give them like a fumble. It is nothing like that. What happens is if it times right and you hit A, it would allow your player to leap, to jump, basically to go for the tackle, but it's not going to be an extreme tackle. It might go for the leg, or if you're closer, it might go for the body. And trust me, I know most of you guys are like, oh, that's mad cheesy. A lot of people are going to be doing that. I will tell you, from my experience, it was very hard, because I, for one, am so used to using analog stick or box or X to go for the tackle that I didn't even, not even X, box or, the analog stick to go for the tackle, that when I seen this feature pop up, the A button pop up under your character, your player, I didn't bother using it. Now, there was a couple of times that I did try it, and yeah, I landed the tackle, but it wasn't nothing crazy. Now, I will tell you one thing, when I played against a computer, and the computer did that to me, I juked them. Like, that's one thing also that I liked very much about this game. You have to have a lot of awareness skills, and you have to have a lot of reflex skills. If you are aware of what's gonna happen, trust me, you can dominate this game and you will bust ass. So for example, my first online match, I did lose by a touchdown, but I had the Redskins, the opponent had the Patriots. It's whatever though. I was running, and when the guy went to me, you could tell he went for that kind of tackle because it's like a basic, you know, grab off tackle. And what I did was I pressed A basically, and he stiff armed him. And not only that, there was another point in the game where he did that to me. And when my guy was tripping, the mechanic featured in Madden 25 where you can use the right analog stick to catch a balance, this one works more. Whereas wherever you're leaning towards, it doesn't tell you to use your analog stick. You should know this in your head. Like, unless you're doing a tutorial, you will learn. And say I was leaning to the right corner about to fall, but because I moved my analog stick, I kept on moving it. My guy caught balance, touched the floor with his hand. Like, he used his arm to help him out, and my guy kept going. So basically I broke that tackle. So I just love the fact of how they try to bring simulation into this game, but you must have a lot of awareness and a lot of reflex, because if not, you're gonna get tackled like this all the time. Because of course there will be people who will use this feature at any given moment. I'm not saying it's not all the time that it works, because it really doesn't work all the time. You might outrun the guy, and this leads to my second pro of the game. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in Madden 25 I was able to book it. In this one, I noticed that you get a head start. When I was running the ball, you don't just full blast start running. My guy was picking up, and then he was booking it. And I just like that because it's not cheesy. The opposite team is the exact same way. If I'm running past someone, it works the same way on their side. If we're running from an angle, they're gonna probably catch me because of that angle. I'm having to run up from the right diagonal while they're coming towards me. Of course they might have me, but if I'm running and they're behind me running, we're both picking up speed, and then it all matters on the player who is really the fastest. None of that bullshit where I could be Deshaun Jackson and a dude who's slow as shit catches up to me and is blocking me. Nah, none of that bullshit. So that's another thing I really enjoyed about this game. There was a lot of stuff that, whether or not, you know, it was an important piece of the game, and this is always like a pet peeve when it comes to Madden, because with FIFA, you know, I've always enjoyed looking at the crowd. You know, when you're playing, the crowd looks alive. In Madden, the crowd always looked like bullshit. And what I like about this Madden was the arenas look so realistic. They look really gorgeous, and the crowd looked ridiculous for me. Not saying they look great when they show the camera view of them close, but when you're playing on the field and you look out to the crowd, to the audience and everybody, it just looks ridiculous, the movement and everything that's going on. So I really like that they at least try to tweak out or improve a little bit on the crowd, and, you know, in the clothing they wear and stuff. That's just something small, but I did like that. Another thing I liked was the QB. They don't have none of that shit where if you're running and then last second you hit the button to throw it because you're about to get sacked, the next thing you know you got lobs it and you catch it. No, they do not have it. It's not like that unless the quarterback is known for doing that. But it's rare in the game because I tried it on practice mode, and normally it just doesn't work like that. The QBs are the same way as the running backs and wide receivers. They pick up speed. When you're a QB, like for example RG3, you're gonna run, he picks up his speed, and then he could start booking it. But it just doesn't work like that. He's a QB, remember, so he could still get injured and whatnot. I got injured in the third quarter because I attempted a running play and I got fucked up. So that's another thing I like. The QB arm is really on point. I like the fact that the camera angles on the QB, you can make it more personal. If say you're playing online with a group of friends, or if you're playing a career or whatever, and you want to focus on your guy, and your guy so happens to be a QB, they got so many different camera angles. And just before I get off the subject of the QB, I haven't played with every team, but as far as me playing with the QB so far, I've been very accurate with like Manning, with Peyton Manning on the Broncos. He plays out good. You can hear him do his call outs, which I very much enjoyed. And now with the next thing, the camera angles, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I actually do like it because it gives you that sense of awareness. It gives you that sense of the field on what's going on with the plays. It gives you a little bit of insight on what plays is being on the defensive side or maybe the offensive side. You can make things more personal. If you're playing like a career mode, and say for example your guy is a safety, you can view the camera closely to where it's only angled towards his side. But my only problem with that is, if I'm playing online, you know, you're playing one-on-one, the game goes south because the player may not get that ball, the one that you're defending, at all the time. So I would not use that feature, the camera angle feature, unless it's the camera angle where it's from medium to far above on the field, so I could see everything that's being played out. So I actually do like the camera angles, I'm not gonna lie, and I think it works really well. You know, you can focus more on your character, on your player when you're playing the career mode. If you're someone like that and you're playing against a computer, it definitely works out right for you. Another thing I definitely enjoyed was the fact that in previous Maddens, it had like that basic, you hold R2 or RT, whatever, you use the analog sticks, you look left and right, it showed the play. This time it shows the plays, it shows the exact players. You could do it manually, click on the player, change up positions. For me, it was always difficult, but with this one it was pretty much easy. And that's really about it with that, being with the change up on the plays and players. Another pet peeve that of mine of always with Madden games, and not too serious for me, but you know, it doesn't matter. The coaches have face expressions when you mess up or when you do good. When you get injured now, it doesn't have you on the field, it'll show you hurt, and then it'll show you moments later like sitting on the bleachers like you're hurt. You know, you got different things like that, which is definitely a cool addition added to the game. Just an add-on in the game. And if you hear something in the background, I'm sorry. But UTX and Abel mentioned how the game looks, and I have to now agree that from playing now and watching, it does look more like a simulation, feels more like a simulation, due to the freedom of your character. Like, there's no blotches and glitches where your characters run up on somebody immediately. For me, this is what I've experienced. When I ran up behind somebody, one of my teammates, my guy grabs like their shoulder to move left or right. He dodges them, he moves. So at all times, your character doesn't look like glitchy and shit, which is pretty cool. And the graphics for me look pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. When the camera views close, you see detail in their jersey, sweat. So I mean, it's a cool add-on for the game, you know. But let's get into the cons in the game. The cons are just stuff that really bothered me, because it's the reason why I won't purchase the game. You know, if these things were the opposite of bad and they were good things that were added into the game, I would definitely said, you know what, I have to keep this GameFly game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to hit the key button. But unfortunately, no, and I will not be purchasing this game due to the fact, one, Madden once again, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this, I must be bugging out, they did not mention player names still. They were like, he threw it a number 27. 27 just got the touchdown. Or, for example, I'm QBing with Manning. I don't think I heard him mention Manning too much. He mentioned quarterback. The quarterback is this. The QB is this. I don't believe he mentioned Manning unless he was talking about his stats overall. But when it comes to in-game, I didn't hear them talk about anything as far as, you know, the player themselves talking about, oh, and you know, we just seen Wes Welker, and Wes Welker went for that amazing catch. You know, like how NBA does it. You know, they really speak upon, if you're shooting with this person, even though it gets repetitive sometimes, it's still good to know that they focus on something like that, so that you know your character is recognized. That's how I see it, and they didn't add that in the game. Also, it bothers me that in certain football games, while the plays are in action, sometimes the commentators talk. They'd be like, oh, he's going for it, he's going for it. You know, I wanted to see a whole new twist in Madden, you know, and we didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the crowd does boo when you mess up. The crowd cheers. The crowd does yell out the team name, but you know, they didn't really focus on that, what I was just discussing, and it bothers me a lot. I'm tired of them calling them out by numbers. Or the one with the elbow pads, number 23. I'm like, oh my god, like, really? And it's just upsetting. You know, what if I'm playing my career? What's the point of playing the career mode if they're gonna call me by my number? The rookie of number 27. His name is Reed. Like, if they have my name, but they won't mention me as far as what's going on in the game. They'll mention me on the side, and yeah, that bothered me. Another thing that bothered me was the interceptions. By now, Madden should automatically allow an interception when you're wide open, and even if the computer is wide open, and there's really, I'm talking about, there's no contact, and the ball goes right to your hands. Madden, honestly, I'm not saying that's cheesy, but let's just be realistic. Yes, they do drop it, and I understand that the computer drops it, But when it comes down to me, and I know when I press the button and I time myself and they drop the ball, I don't like that bullshit. There's so many times when I played that I could have gotten the interception and it just dropped, like the ball dropped. And I'm like, what the hell? And then, you know, there's times where when I tackled someone, the QB, while he threw the ball, so the ball went forward a little bit and he threw it, and I switched into the linebacker guys and they've run into it again and the ball hits off their body and they don't even go for it. And I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, that did bother me a lot. And I'm not sure if this was just if this is the last thing that bothered me, but the fact that, matter of fact, this is together. The career mode is doo-doo because there's no set point on like a main, there's no focus point on like your character. It's just basically the same thing as all Madden has been, you know, been about with career. It has been nothing exciting. You know, you get bored, you keep playing and playing and playing. Your guy's stats go up, whatever, endorsements, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And then the character customization, I know I'm not bugging out. I tried looking on how to tweak out my forehead, the eyes, the nose. I didn't see any of that. If any of you guys seen it, please let me know how, because I tried modifying it and I couldn't. It had set faces. I had to pick a set face. I couldn't even customize my own. It was that upsetting and disgusting. It was like, you know what? It was like NBA 2K14's character customization. I did not like it. I don't know if there was more added and I didn't see, but I did not see anything. So please, if you guys did see anything, I apologize for this. Just let me know where you can really tweak. I'm talking about tweak out how previous Maddens were. You know, so that's really about it. If they actually had like a set career focus on like your guy, if there was a lot of added features, like, you know, you win an endorsement and they really put focus on it, and I'm talking about not just, oh yeah, you got endorsements with this, I'm talking about like really put a focus, like a career in Madden could possibly be picked back up, because people would be like, it's like a My Career basically, but EA's twist of it, Madden's twist of it. That'll be beast, man. You know what I'm saying? That can turn around Madden, because Madden gets so repetitive and boring. This will be a turnaround, you know what I'm saying? And then getting endorsements, trying out different stuff, creating your own sneaker label. This will be great, like your own thing for cleats and stuff. This would have been a great add-on for Madden. This would have helped out Madden. That's really all I have, and I'm gonna keep playing this game. You know, I got like 3 hours left on it, so it's all good. This is just my thoughts and review on it so far, and I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay I have. Let me know what you guys think below. If you guys tried it, what's your ideas? Do you agree or disagree with my ideas? I would really love to know, of course. But yeah, holla at me. It's your boy, the 3 Minute Gamer. I'm out. Peace.